Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Friday, August 30th. An emergency evacuation is in effect for residents in the northern keys of Abaco to move to mainland Abaco, as well as residents of West End and East End, Sweetings Key and Waters Key to move to the interior of Grand Bahama. This from Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, who said the decision came after consultation with Cabinet, NEMA, and the Meteorology Department. The government came to that conclusion. According to the Prime Minister, residents of Grand Bahama and Abaco who choose to leave their islands, flights have been increased.
And here is a list of the hurricane evacuation orders. Sweeting Key, you are to evacuate. Waters Key, you too are to evacuate. Gold Rock Key, Gold Rock Key North and South, evacuate. Freetown, you are to evacuate. Pelican Point, you are urged to evacuate. Rocky Creek, you too are urged to evacuate. McLeanstown, Grand Key, Deepwater Key, Queens Cove are all encouraged to evacuate. Gambia Point, Bevanstown, High Rock, Smithstown, Matthewtown, Mathertown are to be on alert and are to move inland.
NEMA Director Captain Stephen Russell says plans are also in place to evacuate residents in Bimini if the system turns more towards that island. Some 3,000 persons are said to be living in the Keys combined that's being evacuated. Hurricane Dorian is expected to be a Category 4 hurricane by 11 a.m. Sunday when it approaches the northwest Bahama Islands with wind speeds of up to 140 miles per hour and storm surges of up to 15 feet. To those who refuse to evacuate, the Prime Minister gave this stern message.
Let me be extremely clear. Those who refuse to evacuate place themselves in great danger from this very, very powerful and potentially life-threatening hurricane, which will bring dangerously strong and high wind surge, which is one of the greatest threats from a hurricane. Emergency personnel and assistance will be unavailable during the immediate impact of the hurricane for those in the projected path who do not evacuate. Let me again make the strongest plea possible to the residents of North and Central Abaco and Eastern Grand Bahama to evacuate their respective areas.
It has been confirmed that the Rand Memorial Hospital in Grand Bahama has been stocked with sufficient medical supplies. The Minister of Finance, the Prime Minister says, has been instructed to mobilize the $100 million line of credit from the Inter-American Development Bank. Air Force aircraft finds Dorian a little stronger. This is the latest coming out of the Bahamas Department of Meteorology. That said, a hurricane watch is now in effect for the islands of the northwest Bahamas. That's Grand Bahama, Bimini, the Berry Islands, North Eleuthera, North Andros, and New Providence. This means that hurricane conditions could affect the mentioned islands within 48 hours. At 2 p.m. today, the center of Dorian was located about 271 miles east-northeast of San Salvador, 439 miles east-southeast of Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and 435 miles east of New Providence. Hurricane Dorian's moving towards the northwest at about 10 miles per hour, and this motion is expected to continue through today. A slower west-northwestward to westward motion is forecasted to begin tonight and continue through the weekend. On this track, the core of Dorian should move over the Atlantic well to the northeast of the central and southeast Bahamas today and tomorrow, and near over portions of the northwest Bahamas on Sunday. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 110 miles per hour with higher gusts. Strengthenings forecasted during the next few days, and Dorian's expected to become a major hurricane later today. Dorian's also likely to remain an extremely dangerous hurricane while it moves near or over portions of the northwest Bahamas through the weekend. Hurricane force winds extended outward up to 25 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 105 miles from the center. The department advises residents in Abaco, Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Berry Islands to rush to complete the activation of their hurricane plans, as there's a strong possibility that the center of Dorian will move or near those islands on Sunday and Saturday night. Residents in North Eleuthera, North Andros, and New Providence should also begin to activate their hurricane plans and be prepared in the event that the track of Dorian shifts slightly to the south. Dangerous storm surges accompanied by large and destructive waves up to 15 feet can be expected in coastal areas near the center of Dorian. Dorian's expected to produce rainfall amounts of 6 to 12 inches over the northwest Bahamas and 1 to 2 inches over the central Bahamas. Mariners are asked to exercise caution as swells are likely to begin affecting the eastern shores of the central and southeast Bahamas today and tomorrow. This is the 3 p.m. alert. Stay tuned to Love 97 News at 7 p.m. this evening for the latest on this storm. For all those persons wishing to leave Grand Bahama due to the approaching storm, Bahamas Air will provide a special fare of $150 round trip. Passengers seeking to travel to or from Grand Bahama must depart either today or tomorrow. Restrictions apply. As for flights out of Marsh Harbor, persons wishing to leave Abaco due to the approaching storm, Bahamas Air will also provide a special fare of $150 round trip for service out of Marsh Harbor only. Again, passengers seeking to travel to or from the island must depart either today or tomorrow. Again, restrictions apply. Be reminded that the Leonard Thompson International Airport will close at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Over in Acklands and Crooked Island, the flight normally scheduled for tomorrow will be rescheduled to depart at 11 a.m. All passengers booked on this flight are urged to take note of the time change. Bahamas Air also reminds those booked or ticketed passengers for the North Eleuthera flight normally scheduled for Saturday afternoon. Note that this flight has been rescheduled to leave Nassau at 9 a.m. and will return, and the return flight is departing at 9:50 tomorrow. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.